Okay, I think we are now ready to go. So croeso, folks, welcome to our Lunch and Learn session for today. Some of you might already know me. I am Corey Hughes, part of the Key Delivery team leading on service design. I've got my colleagues with me today from across the Key team too. If you give us a wave, then everyone will recognise you if you haven't met them already. So today is a little bit of an experimental session. We've brought you together after quite a long while as a user community group to talk about our plans for Cyd for the rest of this financial year, and with the focus really being on the competitive flexible procedure, which we've heard from a lot of you is an area of exploration and questions. So hopefully we can shed a little bit of light on what we're thinking about that from the Cyd perspective, and also give you a chance to hear about our approach to supporting Welsh procurement to utilise the competitive flexible procedure through a process that we call Sandbox. So if you attended Procurex back in November last year, this was something that a lot of folks had heard about. There was a session that we'll talk a little bit more about that happened in July of 2024, and it seemed to be generating a lot of interest and excitement amongst the community. So the purpose of today is to tell you what our plans are for taking that approach forward. And Warren and myself will tell you a little bit more about what a sandbox actually is. So I'll kick us off, and then Warren, feel free to jump in, and Ksenia too, and Owen, who were at the last sandbox that was held in July, will give you a bit of a background. Any questions, please feel free to pop those into the chat, and we'll come to them as we wrap up the session. So a sandbox, for those of you who haven't heard the term before, not the stuff that kids play in this context. It is a service design technique that helps us explore, learn, co-design and test the art of the possible. So obviously in a Cyd context, that is focused around public procurement. It's a safe space. So as we've always advocated through Cyd, it's bringing commercial and procurement professionals together in a space where you can be confident that the knowledge that you're sharing is done amongst friends and transparently. And it's also the practical application of our working in the open process, which is getting people from multidisciplinary teams to collaborate. It's all hypothetical, scenario based, although I'll pass over to Warren in a second. A lot of the scenarios that we talk about might be familiar, although we promise the content is always fictitious and not drawn from real life. And the learning is always used then to inform the community. So a sandbox being an experimental space means that we can play, learn, test, and share the results of that more widely so that people who aren't able to attend the actual event can still take forward some of the practical application. Warren, if I come over to you, anything else to add? And then we'll talk about what happened in July of 2024.
Thanks, Corey. The only thing I would add is that this approach is actually part of the recommendations from the Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development around human-centred public administrations. And so it's great to see how Wales can showcase its leadership in taking such experimental approaches in new areas of innovation and exploration. So I think public procurement reform is a critical area where we can apply these tools, techniques and methodologies to demonstrate that. So we see this being an opportunity not only to help the public sector in Wales to embrace the art of the possible with the changes to the regulations, but also capture these stories of change and showcase that work through, for example, the OECD's Observatory of Public Sector Innovation. So yeah, we see that to be a really important point as well to showcase Wales on the global stage.
Thank you, Warren. And you may have attended something similar to this yourself. So if you've ever heard of something like an unconference, any experimental or hypothetical space, a sandbox is very closely aligned to that. So different terms really for the same thing, but you may already be familiar or have led some of these sessions yourself. So again, if that's something that you've got experience of, we'll talk about that a little bit later when we speak about next steps. So I've said we've done this before. I did appear on the screen at the last Sandbox. I wasn't there in person, but Warren, Owen were there, as was Carl, who I think is in the audience again today for this session. So I'm going to hand over to you, Warren, to chat about what happened before and why we think it's a good idea to do it again.
Thank you again, Corey. So yeah, this was I think a highlight of our summer last year. And we got together. It was predominantly an in-person, but we also had people joining us virtually as well. Excuse me. And really, I think what was one of the big takeaways for me, and I'll be interested to hear from Carl as well if he's happy to come off mic and give his perspectives, is while we used a hypothetical situation, and as you mentioned, Corey, this was based on research that had been carried out by the Centre for Digital Public Services across the public sector in Wales. We weren't drawing attention to any particular organisation. We were trying to identify through that research what the common challenges and perhaps frustrations and opportunities there were across the public sector based on that research. So when we described the hypothetical scenario and talked through that in the room, actually there's a lot of people saying, well, actually that sounds quite familiar to what the things I'm trying to deal with. So I think while that was useful from a kind of understanding the tools and techniques of the sandbox, it can actually also be applied in real circumstances where you have a planned procurement that you will need to deal with. We know that the competitive flexible procedure is a new mechanism under the Procurement Act 2023 that's coming in imminently, and so therefore using these approaches to also then think about how you design the competitive flexible procedure in a way which delivers the best possible outcome and delivers the well-being impact and social value that we're looking to achieve. But I think one of the concluding points from the session in summer last year was it was less about the regulation, and it was more about the communication and collaboration that needs to happen within an organisation to ensure that the approach that's being taken represents what the organisation is trying to achieve and represents a collaborative effort going forward to achieve those outcomes. So it was a really fascinating initial kind of dip into this area. And we know also that what happened after this, towards the end of the summer, the beginning of the autumn, was the agreement by world leaders at the UN General Assembly in New York in September last year of the Pact for the Future, which includes two key annexes. One is the Global Digital Compact, and the other is the Declaration on Future Generations. And Wales was a really pivotal country and set of stakeholders who helped shape that from its inception through to it being ratified. And this talks about taking approaches which are akin to the sandbox of futures and anticipatory approaches. So I think there's a really, again, kind of showcase the opportunity to showcase Wales's work here within that kind of broader legislative and policy context around the UN Pact for the Future as well. But yeah, I'll pause there just to see, Carl, did you want to reflect on any points from being in the room on that day?
Yeah, I suppose for me, just picking up on something that you mentioned right towards the beginning, as I say, for me, it was an absolutely brilliant experience, and really, really, I think the rest of the attendees found it really, really worthwhile. What I thought was particularly good about the session was that we whilst it was a kind of a hypothetical procurement scenario, one of the things that became quite apparent quite quickly was actually that delivering this hypothetical scenario effectively requires kind of broad stakeholder engagement from across the organization, and kind of outside the organization as well. And we had a good range of kind of different stakeholders in the room at the time. And it just really highlighted for me the kind of the key opportunity that we've got through these changes that are being implemented through the Procurement Act. I'm having conversations, on a regular basis with stakeholders who are kind of, coming to the realization that the changes are less about kind of, procurement processes and procedures, and more about kind of, organizational and cultural change, and about how we kind of elevate kind of procurement understanding across the whole organization, and how good procurement takes kind of stakeholder input from across the organization. And I think that was one of the things that, or one of the kind of the key benefits that this sandbox approach could really drive, is that getting a broad range of people from across the organization into the room to help kind of really determine what is it that we're trying to achieve, what are we trying to deliver, and what are the potential options that can help us to get there in the most effective way.
Thanks, Carl. Yeah, absolutely. I think, and that was kind of an intentional engagement approach that we took in planning and preparing for the initial sandbox event, was actually to try to reach those different functional areas of an organization that work closely with, or should be working closely with, the procurement and commercial teams, be that the digital delivery teams, the finance business partners, audit and risk, or the line of business commissioners. All of those entities have a role to play in helping to realise the art of the possible through the regulatory change. So, no, absolutely, and I think that's something that we would like to continue to endeavour to achieve through the sessions, is having that broad representation across the organisation. So thank you for that, Carl. And hopefully you'll be able to be a part of the sessions as well, Carl, as we go forward. So, so yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say on that point, Corey. So back to you, if I may.
Great, thanks, Warren. So having heard about all of that, let's show you what is happening next. So I'm getting a note that my network quality isn't great, so excuse me if this does any buffering. Hopefully that means that Warren can come in and save me on this. But our focus now for Cyd as a service between February and March is to, as Warren has said, look at the competitive flexible procedure through the sandbox workshop sessions, asking a few questions. How can we use the CFP to its full potential? What needs to happen in the process to make it flow? And are we aware of the risks and pitfalls? And what can we do to mitigate them? So that's the topic that we're going to explore and experiment with through sandbox sessions. The plan for this is to have a format that is very mindful of the fact that everybody is implementing the Procurement Act from February, February 24th, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, commercial friends. So we want to make sure we have short targeted sessions with a test and learn mindset. With that view, we're looking for sessions that are about 1.5 to 2 hours long. We want to run multiple sessions through Cyd, so those will be in person across Wales, from North Wales, Mid Wales, South Wales, and online. So there are opportunities for people to join collaboratively online, and also from an organisational basis in person. And we want to, as Warren and Carl have alluded to, make sure that this opportunity spreads beyond the commercial and procurement people into key figures and stakeholders from beyond the procurement team. So what we would like to see is a commitment from any organisations that want to get involved in this process to bring more folks, more voices, more perspectives into the room. The format itself is a mix of scene-setting presentations and facilitated exercises, with the focus being on the CFP. And there's practical actions that come out of this. So the topics themselves and the discussions obviously will be mindful and sensitive to the people in the room, but the abstracted themes that come out of it, we will be sharing with the wider Cyd community, so everyone can benefit from that Welsh way of working. So the question is, what do we hope and wish for from you? I'm guessing if you've joined today, you've got a spark of curiosity about sandboxes and wanted to learn a little bit more. So Cyd want to run these sandbox sessions for organisations in the public sector in Wales and also bring people together in ways that they haven't before. We are looking for hosts for those sessions, whether in person physically in a space or online. Venues, so thinking about where we would locate, whether that would be just one organisation getting the sandbox approach with their wider teams, or whether we collaborate with different organisations in partnership, and putting some dates in the diary to make all of this happen. So the Cyd team are having a session this afternoon to talk through some of the logistics and the communications that we need to put into the community to make all the mechanics work. But this session really was just to set the scene and now give you an opportunity to quiz us and grill us about what this would look like in practice. So I'm going to pause there. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I will let you think of any questions. And I can see Ksenia has her hand up, so she can go straight in once I've stopped sharing my screen. Ksenia, over to you.
Thanks. Hear me well?
You're on mute, Ksenia.
Yeah, but can you hear me?
I think it's joking.
Oh.
It should be.
Oh,
Should be
okay.
fine. Yeah, yeah,
Fine, right, okay. Maybe I'll sit closer to Corey's computer so you can hear me better. Why are you looking confused still? No? Can you not hear me? No? Okay.
No, that's my resting face.
Oh, essentially, I was going to say, because there's a few things that Corey said that we're looking for in terms of people to volunteer, like venues, etc. But also, if you think there is a project coming up, the competitive flexible procedure would be good for. We could also test that within the scenario. You know, if we can get something as close as possible to the real life thing, it would be best, because then we know what you need. You know, there's already kind of outline requirements maybe around it. The sort of topics we've been thinking, for example, is AI. Procuring AI would go so well with the competitive flexible procedure, because you can do different parts in it. You can put a bit of an innovation procedure within that as well. So if you have any topics that you think we're thinking of buying this, we might have to use the competitive flexible procedure, please let us know, and then we can work with you to develop a sandbox approach to test how the competitive flexible procedure would work in that scenario. That's all I wanted to say. Thanks.
Hopefully everyone did hear that in the end. It's a test again of the gremlins in my machine at the moment. So I'll open to any thoughts or questions, if anyone has them, around what we've taken you through. Hugh.
So just to confirm, is it, you know, within the next couple of weeks that you're looking to hold the sandboxes, or would it be just planning now and more likely to be like March when the act is in place that we'd be doing the sandboxes, or?
We've got time to plan now, Hugh. So as I said, we're meeting this afternoon to go through some of the fine tuning around the structure of online versus in person. We are thinking, obviously, half term is coming up at the end of February, so we're aware of that. So into March will be absolutely fine. I guess we're just trying to get a collective sense of any times that wouldn't work, and we can always chat offline about specific dates that might work for your organisation. But with an online session, we obviously want to make sure that it is accessible to as many people as possible in the community. So times and dates around that, we're going to have a good think about.
Yeah, spot on. Thank you.
Emma has also dropped a link in the chat, if you haven't seen it, to a blog that goes into more detail about the process as well. If you're like me, sometimes listening, you need to follow up with reading through just to digest it in a bit more detail. So that is available too.
One of the highlights we've... Oh. I've muted myself now.
There we go. We get there in the end.
Sorry. I think one of the highlights that came through from the last session, and something that people were really keen to speak to us about at Procurex, was the fact that they could see that they could bring other colleagues along with them. So not just their team directly, but the colleagues who've also got a part to play in this. and they saw that it was an opportunity to sort of to do that within a safe space and to learn from each other and to identify barriers as well within organisations that may be there now that you'll need to overcome. So it's not just yourselves we're talking to, but it's also looking at how you can roll that out sort of more broadly then to others as well that need to be there.
Just had a comment in from Sarah in the chat. Ambition North Wales, really happy to work in partnership with our 6 LAs in North Wales and Bangor Uni. We're on the call today. Hello out there. That's great. Thank you so much, Sarah. So we can pick that up with you following this call and following our plans of figuring out the logistics this afternoon.
I just also wanted to briefly say that, you know, you don't have to agree to anything today. Go away and think about it, speak to your stakeholders, have a, look at your pipeline, have a think if there's anything specific that you would like help with, and then come back to us. If you have any more questions, also please feel free to reach out to any of us and ask more. You know, if you want to have a one-to-one session as well with any of us, we're happy to do that, to kind of discuss the process a little bit more. This is just, like we said, lunch and learn session to get people to understand the process, but we're happy to have more conversations around this.
Hello, Leanne, you've got a hand up there.
Hello, yeah, I just had a quick question. So on the back of the one from Ambitious North Wales. So I work for McDonald's. We're obviously a private sector consultancy, but we do support public sector organisations. In fact, we're on the Ambition North Wales framework. Would we be welcome to join something like this as well, or is it only for those who are currently working in public sector bodies?
So Cyd at the moment, Leanne, has typically brought together folks from within the Welsh public sector, and that's so again we can keep the conversations that we have a safe space. So we have always talked about how we further engage with suppliers from private sector, so happy to have a chat about that again, as Ksenia said, following on from this, if you want to drop us a line.
Great, yes, I'll speak to our team as well, check that how will they feel about it as well, but yeah, that would be great.
Thank you.
Thank
Sarah,
you.
is that an old hand or is that a new hand?
No, it's a new hand. I think it's just to add to Leanne's comments. You know, we work with a number of partners, both public and private sector. So, for example, McDonald is a really good example. We would expect them to work to our procurement processes and principles in line with Gwynedd. So there is an expectation that they follow public procurement expectations, because obviously we fund a lot of their projects, and as part of that funding agreement they're expected to comply legally in the same way with their procurement they do on behalf of our projects and programmes. So I think that was sort of my suggestion as well, that we could run a workshop and perhaps invite our known partners who are delivering on our behalf or on behalf of the 6 local authorities and the colleges of further education universities across North Wales, and perhaps hit, you know, a really wide range. You know, we'd be really keen to invite the likes of McDonald and all the suppliers in our framework who deliver on our behalf, who, you know, look at our best business cases, who are really heavily involved. They're almost like an additional arm to Ambition North Wales. I think it's really important that they hear the message and go through this process at the same time with us.
Yeah, it's a really good point, Sarah, and it's something we are very conscious of and have been actually as we've been developing the Cyd service. You have to have that balance, and that relationship only works with buyers and suppliers kind of going in lockstep on this new world that we're entering into. Warren, were you going to come in on that?
Yeah, I just, sorry to jump the queue, but it was specifically on that point. I think if we could take that back to the Welsh Government, our sponsors and stakeholders, to just ensure that there's agreement. But I personally absolutely agree. I think, you know, the collaboration and the joined up approaches that we're espousing through this process should extend to both private and social sector organisations who are the recipients of public procurement. So I think that's a brilliant idea, Sarah. Let us just take that back to our stakeholders to be able to confirm.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah and Leanne, for bringing that up. That's why we do these sessions, just to get those insights from you early on whilst we're still designing what the programme will look like in full. So thank you. I'm just going to check the chat again. Yeah, okay, thank you. We will pick that up with you. Leanne, you've still got a hand up. I just wanted to check that I'm not ignoring
you mentioned something in the chat, and I can't see it on my chat, so I'm not sure.
Oh, so it was a link to the Cyd Procurement Reform Sandbox blog that Emma posted a bit earlier. I'll share it again because some
Thank
folks were
you.
joining and maybe slipped in just after that had been shared.
Possibly.
Okay, great.
My hand down now, hang on. If I can figure out how to do this on my phone. Yes, okay.
Good work.
I just wonder, a bit of a cheeky question, but without signing up to anything, but just by a show of hands, maybe a thumbs up. Does this sound like a good approach to the people on the call? Or is there something else that you would like from Cyd that maybe we can tailor the approach to?
Hi, Richard.
If I could respond to that question, you knew I was going to come in sometime. I tried to give everybody else a chance, but I think my concern, it's very appealing to play in the sandbox, and I like the idea. My main concern at the present time is the finding the time and the mental bandwidth, to be honest, of an hour and a half in the sandbox. So I think if we're going to do this, it needs to be relevant, and it needs to be relevant at the time of the sandbox. So we don't want to fix last year's problems, and we don't want to be talking about conceptual thing. Well, maybe we do, but I think a conceptual conversation right now is probably unwelcome. What we really need to be doing is rolling up our sleeves and comparing notes about what we're actually doing. I mean, I speak to you right now at the time of pretty pressured time for procurement, because we've got this deadline for the implementation of the Procurement Act coming up, and that's going to be getting a lot of attention, but it's not the only thing. So, sorry, I'm not going to ramble, because I really want the other people on this. The whole point of a sandbox, isn't it, is that you don't gather all the toys and play with them, and you let other people have a go. Yeah, I think we just need to make sure that we're what's the word? Is it culturally or emotional or whatever it is? But we just on side with this, and make sure that the people in here feel that they're in here getting value from it, not the other way around, not giving value, getting value. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Richard. And I definitely think it's something we've been conscious of in developing this, because, you know, if you wound back Cyd a year or so ago, some of the topics we were talking about, everyone knew they were coming, but it still felt quite far away. And now suddenly, you know, they're here. So we have more live examples and thinking about how those tools and digital platforms are changing from Welsh Government and how they're going to apply in practice, both on the buyer and supplier side. So it's getting that balance right, isn't it? If it's too far away, it doesn't feel real enough. And now it's really imminent. So we need to make sure that we're delivering that practical action that Warren and Carl talked about at the start. But thank you for that, Richard. It's a really good observation. Sarah, I'll come back to you.
Sorry, fat fingers.
Well, there we go. At least I checked anyway. I didn't want to ignore anyone on this. I get that we have given you an idea to play with this afternoon, and that you may need more detail and information to be able to process it in terms of some of the practicalities. So bear with us. We will have that available to the community imminently, and anybody who leaves this call and then does want to find out more, as we said, with no kind of commitment to buy, if I can phrase it in that way, then we are happy to have those conversations. And actually, you know, following on from what Sarah, Leanne and Richard have said, there is an opportunity here for Cyd to support this approach in a very tailored and targeted way. So we have the ability to do that and make it specific to an organisation level or a partnership level and collaboration, depending on where you think you would get the most value. So please do have a think about it. Let us know. We'll pick up the conversations with those of you that have raised your hand today. And if there are no more comments, I will end the session, but I will not until I've read Ryan's. So yeah, period of being over Faye Ryan, period of being overwhelmed by training, supportive of this approach, timing will be important. We have not locked the dates down, Faye, for this reason. And that is why we wanted to have this lunch and learn session in the spirit of iterating, rather than come to you and say we've got all of the T's and I's crossed and dotted. We wanted to float this so we get this feedback and that we design it, as we've always tried to do with Cyd, with the users in mind. So thank you for that. Philip contacted my colleagues in other Welsh universities campaigning interest and will revert. Thank you very much for that. Great. Okay, folks, I will.
His Wi-Fi died, so unfortunately he's had to drop off.
Oh, there we go. Well, at least we lasted until 12:30. I thought at the start we might not even be able to get on the screen. So thank you all for joining. Lovely to see familiar faces and new ones joining us on this journey, and we will be in touch and we'll keep you posted. Keep an eye on the Cyd site because we will be putting blogs and information out and notifying through the usual channels like LinkedIn and other socials. So thanks, folks. Hopefully speak to a lot of you soon and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Bye.
Thanks, Corey.